Okay, in this lesson we're going to talk about the Start menu. Now I can go over here with my cursor using a keypad or whatever, and I can click on it, and it'll come up. But what I prefer doing, and because I think it's easier, is on your keyboard you come down here to the Windows tab on this keyboard between Control and Alt, hit that, and that pops it up. Then I can come over and use my arrow keys to go down and across and so on using the arrow keys. So the first thing we run into then on the Start menu is programming. And there are lots of programs you can see. If you go over there, there's Blue Java, there's Greenfoot, there's Mathematica. Now this will only apply to the people that bought the STEM computer probably. This is a complicated, modern, amazing program that if you're interested in STEM, you'll be able to really use. Then we have Python, two different versions of it, 2 and 3. Then we have something for kids, Scratch and Cratch 2. And then we have something called Phony Python to help people get started with Python. Now, we do not offer training on any of these except the Mathematica one. These others are things you'll get training on from other resources. And if you are a member of the SupraComputer Club, you may join groups that want to play with any of these particular ones and compare notes and so on and learn them. But in the user manual, we'll actually give you links to go to different places where you can get training and instructions on how to use these really interesting programs. Now the next thing we'll drop down to is Office, and you have a LibreOffice suite. Now this is the way you can do things the way you would do it with, say, a Microsoft Office program. You can have a word processor, you can create spreadsheets, you can draw, you can do a lot of things. And again, we'll assume that you understand that and can do that. And then the Internet. Now the Internet is the Chromium browser, and of course we have that, as I already showed you up here. I just used my cursor to go up there. And I'll have a whole session on the Chromium browser later on. But the Chromium browser is a wonderful web browser that you're going to be able to do, you're going to really appreciate using. Then we have a lot of games. Now, once again, these are different games you can use for different things. They're from all the way from young children. Minecraft is very popular among young people today. There's Python games, Sudoku, which a lot of people like, Super Tux, and these are all games. Now, we actually recommend to parents that maybe they can use their games to help their children, give them rewards for things they do and they accomplish. Then there's a bunch of accessories that you can use. And there's a calculator, there's a file manager, there's an image or PDF viewer, task manager, a terminal. And some of these you will not use because you have to be more experienced with the Raspberry Pi, but there's all that's there. Then there's educational programs. And there's Child's Play, Tux Math, Tux Paint, and Tux Typing. And this is for younger people to do. So there's a lot on the supercomputer for people to do. Now you come down to Preferences, and this is where you can set up the appearance of your thing, audio device settings, keyboard and mouse instructions, Raspberry Pi configuration, Tux Paint. In fact, I'm going to have a whole video on how you want to go into here to set up the proper settings for whatever display you're using, whatever monitor or TV you're using. And then you have the Run. And this is if you're going to run some particular thing that you can do in the Raspberry Pi. Now this requires more sophistication for most people, and you're not going to want to do it, but there may be something you know to do and you want to execute it, and you use Run to do that. Back up to here, and finally you have Shutdown. And I'll have a special video to talk about shutdown. And so that is what this Start menu is all about. This is how you go to all the different things you want to do. And it's really quite wonderful. There are literally things for people of all ages on here, as you very well know. There's just all sorts of things. There's games, and there's programming languages, and there's, of course, Office things you can do, creating documents, and there's tools to use to do all sorts of things. So this is really an amazing little assortment of things you can do on here, and it's all ready to go. That's the nice part about it. If you buy a Raspberry Pi, for example, you can do all these things with a Raspberry Pi, but you got to figure out how to load them in and get them working. We spent a lot of time going out and loading all these on here and getting them ready for you to use to make it easy for you. So really, what we're really saving you when you buy the SupraComputer is we're saving you a lot of time and a lot of effort and a lot of technical expertise a lot of people don't have to do this. So, and I urge you now to start enjoying your SupraComputer and share it with your family members. There's something on there for people of all ages. And of course, if you are interested in mathematics or Wolfram language, the advanced programming language, and you bought the STEM SupraComputer, then you are really, really in for a tremendous 21st century experience that we couldn't have done with you even a year ago. This is how new this all is. So, this is Dr. Dell wishing you to have a wonderful life and really enjoy your SupraComputer.